Hi everyone, it's Kiwi from his home here in Georgia. As you can tell from the last video, I have decided to end my journey on the Appalachian Trail. And like I said, when I was in Daleville, it was a very quick and easy decision. Basically what it came down to was the experience in and of itself wasn't rewarding enough for me to warrant the time spent away from my wife and the expense of staying on the trail. So yeah, that's it basically. I mean, I walked 755 miles. It's not a case of burnout. It's not a case of the Virginia blues or anything like that. It's just it started to feel more like a selfish pursuit for the sake of accomplishing something that I set out to accomplish. And I'm all for setting goals and accomplishing them. That's pretty much how I've lived my life. But the experience just wasn't adding up to what I hoped it would, if that makes sense to people. So, you know, I didn't finish on a bad day. I finished on a great day. It was a beautiful day in Virginia, heading out of Daleville. Not a cloud in the sky. Track was awesome. There were some neat things to see that day. And I think I walked 26 miles, give or take. Body felt great. And I was doing the walk and I realized, you know, this isn't enough. This isn't enough to be out here. So I just made the decision to end it. Walking to Maine is something that I know that I can do. I mean, if you can walk 700 plus miles, you can walk to Maine. That's not the issue. For me, it just wasn't visually interesting enough to spend that amount of time doing it. And, you know, as someone who's traveled fairly extensively, you know, I've seen more pretty things in a week in the south of France than I have in over 2 months on the trail. And, you know, the same thing goes within an hour's drive of where I grew up in New Zealand. So when you've seen other places and you've seen great natural beauty, it's not that easy to be impressed. And yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But yeah, it just wasn't visually interesting enough for me. And I know for a lot of people, it's just it's the challenge. It's the challenge of walking from one state to another state, with, you know, 12 other states in between, whether you're going northbound or southbound. So, but for me, that's not enough. It's not enough. I had planned to come home and surprise my wife for her 50th birthday, and that was always going to happen. And I realized that you know, I'd rather just end the journey at that point and get on with things. So the last day, I got down to, I think it's Jennings Creek, and walked a few miles before I got a ride into Buchanan, and then walked about 3 miles out of there before I got a ride with a great older gentleman, Bob Copenhagen, I believe, was how he pronounced his last name. And he's ex-Air Force. Man, the amount of prior military I met on this trip amazes me. Continues to amaze me. And he had things to do that day. He was going to take me part of the way. I needed to get to Roanoke, Virginia, because there's a regional airport there. And so I was going to try and organize a one-way car rental and see if I could pay cash for it and try and keep it on the down low so my wife wouldn't find out. But, it's 2017 and there's no way you can rent a car without a credit card. So Bob was going to take me part of the way, and we got to chatting, and we got along really well. And he says, I'm just going to take you all the way to the airport, which was absolutely amazing. That was an absolutely amazing gesture on his part. So, considering I was kind of out in the boondocks there, it took 2 rides to go 26 miles out of the way to another city. So so it was very fortuitous, and I was able to get 3 hours into my 6-hour trip before my wife called me, going, "Did you rent a car at Avis?" I was like, "Damn it!" So much for surprises, but I was trying to make a grand romantic gesture for her birthday and just rock up to the door and surprise her. But so I let her know that yes, I'd rented a car and I was coming home for her birthday, and I also let her know that I was ending my journey on the Appalachian Trail, and she just started crying on the other end, and she's very happy to have me home. Let's put it that way. And there was never any pressure from her to end the trip or anything like that. So that's not a factor in it. But but it's nice to be home. She's happy I'm home, and it does take a toll. It takes a toll on your spouse. We've been together a long time. We're 27 years now, and it does take a toll. I mean, they'll put on a brave face, but we've got a good marriage. We genuinely enjoy each other's company. We don't have children. We never particularly wanted children. We always wanted to travel, and that we have traveled a lot together. And we enjoy doing it, and we enjoy each other's company. So for me to be doing that journey without her, and if I wasn't getting enough out of it, it just, like I said before, the math wasn't adding up. So it was a very, very quick decision. I was like, I'd rather be doing things with my wife that I will get more out of. And that was it. It was too easy. It's too easy. I haven't given it a second thought since. So we're going to be doing a trip next year to Australia and New Zealand. Most likely. Because, if you're flying to the other side of the planet to go to one country, and you might as well go to the other country, because I've got family in both. So we'll do that, and I'll keep this channel going, and I'll take you guys along for a ride, and then show you where her family's living in Australia, or part of her family, and might pop down and see. I've got some family not too far from where they live, and we'll go visit them as well, and then we'll pop over to New Zealand, and I'll show some video of where I grew up and what's around there. So, for those who are still interested and follow me, there's going to be a little bit of a gap. It's going to be a little bit of a gap in uploads, but next year it'll probably be. I would imagine it'll be around this time. It'll be like March, probably, when we go. So, yeah, you'll get to see where I grew up and some interesting places in Australia as well. And I hope that you guys will enjoy that trip. And I want to say thanks to everyone who's been following my journey on the Appalachian Trail and have been giving me great advice and great feedback and offering incredibly generous support along the way and further down the trail had I continued. There's too many people to mention, but the people who I've interacted with on a regular basis, you're who I'm talking about. Really good people. People have offered me to stay in their home when I get further north, and people have offered to do trail magic for me and have little things waiting for me when I get to their state. And it's awesome, and I greatly appreciate it. And we do travel around the U.S. as well. So if I'm in these areas, I will follow up and contact you, and it would be great to meet. Yeah. So that's it. That's it from Kiwi. It's been a good trip. I ended on a great day, strong day, a beautiful day, and just realized that there's other things that I can be doing. There's other things that I can be doing where I'm getting more out of it, and it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, thank you everyone for watching. Well, you see, now I'll be able to catch up with what Early Riser's doing. He's a hiking machine. Because I've barely been able to follow his stuff because, as you know, I've had some issues getting stuff uploaded. So that eats up a lot of my time when I'm in town. And one thing that's really hard to do is when the Wi-Fi is struggling to upload your video, you basically can't watch any other videos while you're uploading stuff yourself. You just get the whirling circle of death from YouTube. So I'll be able to binge watch and catch up with ER. And if he gets around to watching this, I wish him all the best. And I'll be following him and cheering him on. And thanks for putting me on to honey buns on the trail. Yeah, I'd never normally eat stuff like that, but on the trail for breakfast, yeah, it gets the job done. It gets the job done way better than Pop-Tarts or stuff like that. So, but yeah, all the best to you, Early Riser, and I'll continue watching. And I wish everybody the best, and thank you once again for following me on my 755-mile journey on the Appalachian Trail. All right. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now.